All right, in this video, we're going to make a database table and we're going to seed it with data. You might have heard of MVC, Model View Controller. We're going to make the model here in this video. And if you're just joining, I'll put the starting point in the description. First, I'm going to create a new Git repository. So go to github.com, new repository. I'm going to call it CRUD with drag and drop. Create repository. I'm going to copy the URL. Then I'll go to Visual Studio Code and the terminal. So I go View Terminal and Git remote remove origin. Git remote add origin. And then I'll paste in that URL. Enter. Git branch -m main. Git push -u origin main. So that should have pushed all this current project to this new repository. If I hit refresh, you should see the files there, and there they are. Excellent. So now we'll make the model. So go PHP artisan make model. We'll call it to do. And then we'll go -m. -m adds a migration. And you always want to do this. At least I don't know of any situation where you don't want to add a migration. And just to note, models are always named in the singular. In the migration, we'll see it becomes plural. And in general, it's always capitalized. So press enter. That will have made a file in the models folder. There it is, todo.php. We'll modify this in a bit, but first we'll do the migration. So if we go to database, migrations, here's our new migration, create to-dos table. Comes with 2 columns built in. We'll add a couple more columns. Table, text. So in our database, we're going to have the columns description and completed. So that's what we're doing here. So first one's description. And the second one is completed. This one's going to be a Boolean. And there's other common data types. I'm going to delete these again, but I'll just show you. So you can have something like unsigned integer. It might have some name, whatever the column name is. Unsigned integer just means that there's no sign on it, so it's going to be a positive integer. And another common data type would be a decimal, like for a price. And it'll have a couple other ones like 12, 2. So 12 would be the number of digits it can have before the decimal, and 2 would be after the decimal. So there would be 2 decimal places for the cents. But for right now, we're just going to add those 2 columns, description and completed. And actually, we'll also make completed nullable, so the user can leave it blank. Okay. And now if we go to that model file that we made, I always forget to do this, and then when I'm making a form, I'll get some weird error message. So you always have to put in protected fillable. And then we'll put in those 2 column names. And save it. And let's look at the database before we run the migration. We have all the default tables that come with Laravel. So now if we run PHP artisan migrate, enter, we should see that to-dos table in here if we refresh it. There it is. And if we go select data, there's no data yet. So what we can do is we can seed the database. We'll use what's called a factory. So we go PHP artisan make factory. We'll give it a name, to do factory. It always has to end with the word factory. And we'll go back to our model. We have to import the factory. So use has factory. And also here we go use has factory. Save it. And when we made that factory, it put a file in here. There's our to-do factory. And I'll just clean this up here. Okay. And I'll just move this to the side so we can see it while we're making the factory. So what we return here is going to be the column names. So first one is description. There's something called fake. And there's a bunch of libraries with fake. For example, you could say fake country, and it will just randomly choose a country. But there's no library for to-dos, so we're going to have to kind of create our own library. So my daughter and ChatGPT helped me make some to-do list items. I'll paste them in right here. And then in the return, we'll say fake random element. And then from the to-dos array. But we don't want any of these repeated, so we'll say unique. And we'll also give a fake value for completed. Save that. Now this factory doesn't do anything yet. It has to be called in the file called database seeder. Out of the box, it's already creating a test user. We'll also get it to make some fake to-dos. Save it. And we'll rerun the migrations. So instead of just PHP artisan migrate, we'll add fresh to that. Now, if your website is in production, using PHP artisan migrate fresh is very dangerous because it'll take all of the data out of your database and start fresh. So this is only a development command. And also, we add --seed and press enter. Okay, let's check the database. Refresh. Look at that, we have a whole bunch of unique to-dos. Some of them are completed and some of them aren't. And I'll just show you, you don't have to use the to-do factory. You can also add specific to-dos. If we just copy this, we can say description. This is one of my daughters. Collect a leaf from Japan. Save that, and we'll rerun the migration with fresh again. --seed. And if we refresh, we should see the new, there it is, collect a leaf from Japan. Oh, that's another one of my daughters. I promise you. So we've made a database table with data. Next, we'll get into reading the data on our website. And I'll just save this to GitHub. So git status. This shows 3 files were modified. Git add, git commit -m, table setup with database seeding. Git push. All right. It should be there in our new repository. Yep, we've got the new stuff there. All right.